Is the prevailing hunger in our land a manifestation of how it is our turn? Emilokan. Welcome to the news, and please subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post our juicy news updates. Please click on the notification bell. It is not an exaggeration to say that amidst the campaign that heralded the immediate past presidential election, that it was common to hear the supporters of the then presidential flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress (APC), now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, yell Emilokan, literally meaning it is my turn, or better still, our Lokon, which is in similar literary perspective means it is our turn. However, ostensibly averse to the campaign catchphrase, former President Olusegun Obasanjo urged the Nigerian youth to shun the mindset of Emilokan in an open letter endorsing the then Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi. On Sunday, January 1st, 2023, Obasanjo urged Nigerians, especially the youth, to instead embrace a new slogan, our Lokon, which means our turn. The former president said Emilokan is wrong attitude and mentality for the leadership of Nigeria. The youth of Nigeria, your time has come, and it is now, and please grasp it. If not now, it will be never. I appeal to you to turn the tide on its head and march forward chanting our Lokon, our turn, not with a sense of entitlement, but with a demonstrable ideological commitment to unity and transformation of Nigeria, the former president said. Despite opposition faced ahead of the former election, Despite opposition faced ahead of the election, the wealthy politician and former governor of Lagos State, now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was sworn in as Nigeria's 16th president on 29th May 2023. His inauguration came almost 3 months after being declared the winner of the nation's electoral body, the Independent National Electoral Commission, and thereafter survived the Supreme Court verdict few months later on the validity of a story, bringing to an end a legal challenge brought by his two main rivals, Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party and LP, who argued that his victory is marred by irregularities. Given the foregoing scenarios that were no doubt formidable odds, it will not be out of place to opine that a president is like a cat with 9 lives, defied all odds to literally snatch victory from the jaws of failure, particularly as he seemingly survived the political onslaught from Atiku Abubakar of the People Democratic Party and P2B of the snatch victory from the jaws of failure, particularly as he seemingly survived the political onslaught from Atiku Abubakar of the People Democratic Party and P2B of the Labour Party. In fact, his emergence as Nigeria's #1 citizen in no sense have never flabbergasted most democratic Nigerians, as he had in faraway Chatham House charged to stop campaign operatives at the climax of his campaign to fight, grab and run away with political power. At this juncture, it is expedient to pin that while Nigeria faces a dire economic difficulty since May 29th, Tinubu's biggest challenge may be overcoming the country's legacy of ethnic policies and revamping the messed up economy. Opinionating as the foregoing challenge in this context, it is expedient to recall that ahead of the election that ushered him the country legacy of ethnic politics and revamping the messed up economy. Opinionating on the foreign challenge in this contest, it is expedient to recall that ahead of the election that ushered him to power, that he promised that under his rule, that Nigeria will be the best if it has never been before, unemployed young men and women. Yet 1 year into his admission, his renewed hope agenda is no longer close to being hopeful. In fact, during the campaign rally in Kano, where he was backed by Nyesom Wike, the former governor of Rivers State, and now the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, FCT, having been rewarded for extending his support to the then presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress. Majorly over the sustainability of the then presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, for the office of the president was thoroughly questioned as he was lampooned with all kinds of derogatory adjectives. At the event, Tinubu had promised that the party APC would improve the country's safety and youth education if voted for in the presidential election, which was then forthcoming. He said, and I quote, "We can make Nigeria better, safer, and more prosperous. We can educate our youth, feed our people, and put an end to fear. We can do these things. We can move you forward, but the others cannot. They want to hold you back so that only they can move forward." Without resorting to the campaign of calumny, it is not inapt to say that his promises inspired renewed hope and high expectations, even if it was crystal clear the plans to drive the illicit the promises into fulfillment were unrealistic. In fact, the cynicism that characterized his promises turned real when he declared that subsidy is gone amid his inauguration on May 29, 2023. Thus, his scrapping of the first subsidy triggered further rise in the cost of practically every good and services that required fuel to reach buyers and subscribers. His decision may have been a political move to prove that he would perform better than his predecessor, but not a few experts that are conversant with the dynamics of a nation's economy criticize his declaration as the move snowballed to far-reaching and harsh implications for the wider public. It was not long before the cost of living became the main topic of discussion in the country's media, even up to this moment. The insensitivity of making the fuel subsidy is gone declaration has continued to attract condemnation as it no doubt exacerbated rising cost of living and inflation in the face of other chronic issues like corruption and widening differential rates between the naira and other currencies at the foreign exchange market. Indeed, he even made bringing down the cost of living one of his major campaign promises. Thus, immediately after coming into office, he scrapped the petroleum subsidy, and this led to an immediate rise in petroleum price, thereby worsening food crisis for millions of ordinary citizens who were already struggling with hunger. To make matters worse, Nigerians have been taken aback and livid with anger at the report that the House of Representatives had concluded plans to give one bulletproof SUV worth 160 million naira to each of the 360 members of the lower legislative chamber. The development has no doubt provoked the ire of Nigerians from various walks of life, ranging from local motor manufacturers to opposing political parties, economic experts, right activists, and ethnic nationality leaders, among others. Well, the prevailing hunger in our land, a manifestation of it is our turn. Yes, now is a manifestation of somebody saying it is his turn rather than it is the people's turn. All right, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.